so we can put this one on YouTube. Didn't put any of the ones on YouTube before. We should get more people to subscribe to YouTube. You all should subscribe to YouTube. Also, if you haven't done it yet, iTunes 5-star reviews, they actually use the reviews in their metrics for when to suggest a podcast to somebody. And if you put 5-star reviews for us, it means we higher ranked in the suggestion algorithm.
Rate us and reasons.
What? Okay. I don't know what you just said or why you said it. Does. All right, here we go.
Wait. Ready?
Yeah.
Dong.
Oh, that's cool. We need to earn 5 stars. You need to spell. All right.
Crud is like, willing to be bought, bitches.
I'm not paying you for 5 stars. All right, are you ready? I think I know how you want me to do this, and we're gonna give it a try.
Okay, you could do it however. It was just funny in my head.
Well, we're gonna give it a try. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Have you ever desired to stuff yourself so full of carbs that you almost literally erupt? Have you ever desired a golden bronze tan that makes everyone around you envious? Do you occasionally lose your head in the heat of the moment? Does being tied up make you all hot and bothered? Are you desperate for work or just cannot find the job that fulfills your soul's calling? Then, sir or madam, H&H has the job for you. This Thanksgiving, be a turkey with Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 403 for November 16th, 2007. Members only. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you the weirdest and truest news that you have ever found on the internet. We are your friendly neighborhood podcast, one that swings through the neighborhood and rescues the odd news from the trees like a kitten and hands it down to the children and then says, "No, this news is not for you. This news is only for adults," but it's not perverse all the time. So we take that news and we put it down gently somewhere where adults can care for it, nurture it, grow it, let it be part of your life, and then we hang up the phone and go do something else for a week. I'm your host, Steven, joined as always by the incredible, the one and only, the cattier, the unbelievable, the smart, the fun, Smashly.
I put things in holes.
Okay, you put things in holes. That's a thing. That's a thing that you do.
I was screwing in the things and the things.
You're not helping your situation here.
Nope. It's cool.
Smash.
Fidget spinners, yes, sir.
Ooh, fidget spinner. I like those things. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm kind of a 12-year-old when it comes to fidget spinners.
I'm in love with them, and I don't understand why anybody isn't in love with them.
Isn't it? It's kind of awesome how they balance on your thumb and stuff. Like, they just perfectly balanced dealio.
It's gyroscopic and shit. Those are words.
That's true. That's a good point. I have one that I really like.
How are you awake?
Smash, I had a morning. I'm laying in bed. I want you to picture this. Well, don't picture this. Don't picture. But imagine yourself if you were
My pants are off.
No. I mean, my pants are off because I don't sleep in pants. Who sleeps in pants?
Sleeps in pants.
I do sleep in undies because if there's ever a fire and I have to run out of the house quickly, I don't want, all my business floating around in the wind out there.
Floating.
Yeah.
My nuts be floating.
Anti-gravity testes.
MC. What rhymes with floating? Floatin'.
5 a.m. See, this. Sorry, Crund is letting me know, as I expected for many of you, that 5 a.m. isn't early. That's simply time to wake up. Well, for me, that's not normally time to wake up. So I ask you to be sympathetic to the fact that it's not an average for me. It's a unique, like if I were to wake you up at 4 a.m., you'd be like, bleh, or 3 a.m., since you say 4 a.m., then it would probably be like, ugh, this is an hour early. And then, we could each both complain. But anyway, I'm laying there, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm woken from my sleep by Twinkle, twinkle, little star, mama downstairs. Downstairs. And I'm just like, holy balls. Like, he can't be awake. He can't be awake. So I'm like, this is crazy. Stephanie's like, what is going on? So I go into his room and I'm like, Sam, it's way too early, bud. You got to lay back down. Okay, Daddy. So laid it back down on his pillow. And then I go out, I'm like, he's going to get up. He's going to get like a minute of silence. And all of a sudden, downstairs. And I'm worried because Stephanie's with him all day. So I'm like, you sleep. If I go to work, I can at least sit and work on a computer for a while and just kind of let my brain diffuse. And I go get him and we go downstairs. And he plays with a little Transformer helicopter he got. And he's ready to rock. I'm ready for today, Daddy. Let's do it. Like, I'm going to die.
Steven texted me at like noon. He's like, I've been up for over 6 hours. My brain.
That is literally the text message that I sent.
It was amazing. I about beat myself laughing.
I'm just like, daylight savings time is really killing us because he used to wake up at 7:15 every day, and then it was 6:15, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey, 5:20 sounds like a great time to wake up. So now
you have to put him in bed earlier because he woke up so
right.
early. So
and then all you can
it.
just pray that he goes to sleep and stays asleep. We heard of a kid today that sleeps for 12 hours. 12.
Yeah, well, I was there. I was at the park, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I actually have to wake him up from his naps." And I'm like, "Oh God, honey, back up. Stephanie's about to hit a bitch."
Yeah, I will go full cheetah. You won't have a face anymore.
And he sleeps like 12 hours at night, and Stephanie's like, "You've got to be effing kidding me right now! Like, shut up."
We have a kid that works hard. He wakes up and he's like, "It's time for me to get to work. Time for me to get down to business.
Let's get down to business."
The Huns. But one day though, I want to play that clip. I need it. Let's get down to business. But one day, we'll be dragging him out of bed. We'll be literally dragging him, going, Sam.
No, just let him have his sleep. Like, just let him sleep.
No, not when he's a teenager. He's got to get up sometime.
Teenagers need more sleep.
But you never got past it. We have to train him that it's not a thing that you can just do. You never grew past it. You just kept it. And like everyone else is awake. You're like, what are you doing awake?
I woke up at 8.
It's up till 4 a.m. playing Mario Brothers.
Oh my God, I want Mario Odyssey, Steven. My mom's like, make your Christmas list. And I'm like,
I would like the video game console. You really typed that into the chat just now. That's amazing.
It looks like Elvish.
They're going to be like, what is she talking about? Till they get the video catches up. Like she's either really angry or something else.
Subject,
no.
I'm amazing. And if Sam is half as cool as me, he's going to be an awesome kid.
We're terrified. It haunts my dreams at night. Every time Stephanie's mom goes, yeah, I actually used to do the same thing when she was 2. I'm like, no, please, God, no. Hold on, there's somebody that does that better than me.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
That's exactly what I do. It's terrible. But no, maybe he'll be cool. He'll be fine. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be super cool. I watched GoldenEye 2 days ago,
and drank wine and had like an existential midlife freaking crisis going, oh my God, I'm such a loser. I don't like, what's wrong with me?
You did.
And
You
it was
anchored about that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Huh?
I listened to your anchor about your midlife crisis.
It was made so much better by wine and a James Bond movie, though. I'm just like, okay, I think I'm like coming back into myself. Life's not so shitty. I'm fine. Just because I didn't grow up and be a spy like I always effing wanted to, and I'm not a badass. It's fine.
No, nobody said you weren't a BA MF.
Yes, I got Steven to initial an MF.
Nobody said that that's not what you were. You know, you just have to be. You go about it a different way. Instead, you're part of. You're one half of two squares on the internet. That's what you do.
I'm half a whole square.
Yeah,
I'm half a two square.
you're half two squares.
That's so much math that hurts.
Yeah, I think we ripped a hole in space time just now.
Yeah, I don't. Please never do that again.
There's no
Krun's over
hope.
here talking about like eating boiled shoes because he's a barbarian.
Oh no, I've never cooked my food and shoes. But I have heard tale of an inmate who cooked sausage weenies in a toilet. Right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, back on like episode 230 something.
So okay, like if that, like you not have access to the
I don't-
kitchen? I'm like, what is that thing called where people prepare food? Kitchen.
This is why Ashley's not an adult. What is a kitchen?
That thing where I occasionally spill shit and burn myself.
The thing also where you'll cook the food. You cook the food in the kitchen, in the pots, in the pans, in the brownies, and the cakes, and the...
Oh my God,
things.
brownies, Steven.
So, let me tell you a story. Let me tell
Okay.
you a story about a treat that the world over needs to eat. And that's a treat told to me by my friend at work, who is becoming a constant presence on the show in the stories and the times that we spend together. It's grandmother's recipe. Stick of butter.
Oh shit. Okay.
Enough powdered sugar to turn that stick of butter into dough.
Okay.
Then you put that in little balls on a cookie sheet or in a thing, and you freeze that, or you refrigerate that for however long.
So just butter and sugar.
Pretty much.
Butter and
then
fairy
you,
sugar.
And you
okay.
take that, and then you melt some chocolate, like some bittersweet or some sweet baker's chocolate. You dip the little balls of wonder into that. Then you put that in the fridge, and then after a day or whatever, you get them out, and you just eat those suckers like candy, like powdered sugar, butter, and chocolate. It sounds amazing, and I want to eat.
Oh my God! Like
You would die.
My valves are like constricting thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. But then I went on to tell him about the rum balls you make. That's basically crunched up Nilla wafer with enough rum that it's still sticky. You just have to keep adding powdered sugar until it's not sticky anymore. And you're like, it
I don't
burns.
follow the recipe for shit. They're so good. Oh my God.
They're the best thing ever. There's enough rum. I told him, I was like, if they don't burn, then Ashley didn't make them right.
They're so like if you don't open the refrigerator and like pass out from the alcohol wafting out of it.
Oh, that's what you got it, that little Tupperware. My favorite way you do it is you do it like a cheese ball. You just make one big ball, and we just sit there and constantly pick pieces off of it.
Like Steven and I will like sit. Well, I'll like one of us will hold it until our arms get tired. Then we'll switch off and we'll just like spoon
Yeah, it's
pieces
just,
out of it. Like, and we don't eat off the spoon, so we can continue sticking the spoon. You like spoon it out, pick it off, eat it, and like Steven will sit there going, "Oh God, make me stop! I'm gonna die. Why did you do this? It's amazing."
and then the next day it's just diarrhea everywhere. You're just you got so much alcohol and sugar in your system, your body's like, screw you, I'm getting this out as fast as I can. You're like, oh, my stomach hurts.
Oh my God, Steven!
And it's awful. It's awful.
Steven, did I tell you that Krund is a gallbladder twin?
No way, you both don't have gallbladders?
We both went for like freaking ever, writhing in agony and pain with doctors going, I think you have an ulcer. Let's do 77 checks.
I think you
Because
have.
I'm pretty sure it's an ulcer. It's not an ulcer. And then, like, when we went to the emergency room because we were barfing up our insides, they're like, maybe it's your gallbladder. Let's do a sonogram, like a test that we could have done a year ago, but we're douche nozzles.
We couldn't get all the insurance money if we just fixed you.
Oh my God.
$20 copay every time, yo.
A-hole. Yeah, he ended up having to go to the emergency room, and he had the same issues. He had, like, gallstones stuck in funduses, and it was just not fun for him. I think he's got a little more issue than I do. I think my body recovered halfway decently because I'm like anybody that's even got like a tiny bit of Native American in them, like doesn't need a gallbladder and has issues with their gallbladder. So my body's like, meh.
You're Native American. You're like, we ate rocks to digest our food like chicken.
Yeah.
We don't need a gallbladder. Kelly
You know how
Colby
much
says
corn my people ate.
Kelly Colby says she was 6 months pregnant when she had her gallbladder removed. Like, how?
Triplets.
Oh, that'd be awful. You're just like, I'm so pregnant and this baby's kicking a hole in my belly. And then it's like, no, that's your gallbladder trying to kill you. That's just stopped up.
So Crud had the extra issue of the sonogram didn't show anything. Holy crap.
Oh, gross. Gross. That's awful. My dad had a kidney stone a couple times, and he was 32 when he had his kidney stone, and I'm 32. I think he was 32. He was 32. And so I'm sitting there now going, when's my time? Like, when it's coming. But I don't drink any sweet tea to the degree he did, which is apparently a cause of kidney stones can be sweet tea. I guess maybe all the sugar. And I don't drink sweet tea anymore. I stopped when I was like 25 or something. So maybe I've slowed it down. Watch me tonight. I'll wake up writhing in pain.
I was just saying you're gonna call Jake and be like, "How did you know it was a kidney stone?"
Oh, because you got to pee it out your wiener.
Yeah, that was. I have never heard. Like Jacob talks to himself a lot, but it's always in the bathroom. He will, honest to God, go in the bathroom, shut the door, and start talking to himself. And sometimes it sounds like he's angry. Like I don't know if he's just yelling at his penis, like "You get in there, or you put in a good show today, sir." Like I don't. Like what are you talking? Like who are you talking to?
Whoop, and she's gone. That was weird.
Am I gone?
No, and you're back. That was weird.
What happened?
You just disappeared.
My camera, I saw the camera light twitch. Someone like took over my camera.
And just went blah, 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 blah. And then you're back.
Oh.
Anyway, technical difficulties.
But anyway, he was like talking to himself in the bathroom. And so when he had the problem with the kidney stone, like it was him weeping in the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, is he crying? And like he'd come out and his eyes were watering. He's like, I'm in a lot of pain, honey.
No, that's no joke. It's like, so I think the first one my dad ever had didn't come out. They had to go get it, which I don't know if they do that as much anymore. I think they break it up with sound waves or some nonsense.
Yeah, that's if you don't. They give you like a month in which to pass it, though.
Oh no, they didn't give him a month. They gave him They gave him like 2 or 3 days.
And then they're like, screw it.
Yeah, I think they admitted him like the first day. And then, like, that's how I spent my spring break in 2nd grade. And we got back, and it was like, right about your spring break. Dad in hospital, spring break. Didn't go anywhere. Didn't do anything.
My dad drinks too much sweet tea.
Dad had a kidney stone. Sorry,
and he
teacher.
peed out a moonstone that Mama stuck on the shelf and said it was good luck and reminded Daddy not to drink so much damn sweet tea.
That almost sounds like I sounded when I was 7.
You were such like
This is me. I'm just a little boy, and I like to climb trees and eat pancakes. Somebody,
dead rabbit.
And no, that's my dad's dead rabbit. He had the dead rabbit. Ate dirt and stuff. I don't know. I just played in mud and rode four-wheelers.
I love how the chat has become a horror story of like gallstone removal awfulness.
They can keep telling the stories. That's fine. But for now, I'm going to tell a factoid. The average American eats approximately 2,022 pounds of meat per year. This does not include seafood. Why not? Why is seafood? They just wanted like land meat.
Land meat?
Land meat.
Oh my god! From now on, I'm gonna start calling seafood ocean meat.
Ocean meat.
We're gonna go to the all-you-can-eat seafood sea meat buffet. Ocean meat buffet.
Ocean meat.
All-you-can-eat ocean meat buffet.
You'd be like, dude, do you want some seafood? No, I don't want to see your food, but I'll have some ocean meat. Got any of that ocean meat? Like, like shrimp and scallops and stuff.
I don't like seafood. I went to
I love it.
Jacob wanted. So have you ever went to the butcher and ordered like meat in a heft that required multiple hands and effort to get into your cart?
No, but I want to. That sounds great. It's like half a rib or like a cow's rib without it being chopped
There
up.
were several ribs.
Yes.
So Jacob has been, I had told him, I was like, okay, I'm drawing a line in the sand. I had a dream last night about a deer that someone hit over the head with a hammer and then just gutted it up the middle. I was still alive. Because every night, Jacob's been watching these disgusting meat videos. Like the what is it? The salt block meat, dry rot meat. What do you do?
What? You dry rot? Oh, when you bury it in the sand for a year?
You like bury it in salt or something.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what it's called. It's so...
Oh, me and Chris were talking about this the other day. What did we call it?
There's
Sorry,
a
I'm broke.
It's like, there's dry meat. Is
Pound house.
Oh, that's my dad makes that.
Aged meat in the dirt. That's what I call it.
Yeah, it's like salt. Yeah, but it's like salt aged or dry. Oh, dry aging. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, McFly.
Like, nasty. Like, just, and they're like, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth and they're talking about like, well, you gotta cut the scab section to see how nice the scab looks. And I'm like, gross. So gross.
That's
and
awful.
Jacob's like salivating and dying, talking about like all his nasty. And then he's like, it's not hemoglobin. It's.
Oh, yeah. The
I'm
juice.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
The
He's like,
juice
it's
isn't blood.
It's not technically blood. And I'm like, what is it, Jacob? And he's like, liquid.
The parts of blood without the whole blood.
Yeah.
Myogoblin. That's what it is. The myogoblin.
Good goblin. God, it's so nasty.
Hemogoblin and myogoblin.
Oh, it's so gross. And then like you read about meat making people smell funny, and I'm like, this is why Ashley likes celery.
In my book, Everybody Poots, or the History of Farts, or whatever it is that I read at the store, I said it was mine, but it's not because I didn't buy it because I'm not a big fan of kids saying the word fart. I know that sounds kind of old fashioned. But I don't really want.
I hate the word fart.
I don't really want Sam running around. I farted. Like we prefer like the toot or the poot or whatever when they're like two. But anyway,
toot or the poot.
History of farts, and it said in there like this man eats meat. His farts smell pretty bad. This person eats like veggies and stuff. Their farts smell good, which is fine. They just haven't. They've never been around somebody that ate kale and collard greens, because that smells like your grandma's house. And you're like...
Broccoli. No. The cooking of it smells bad.
Oh, cabbage? Like cooked cabbage? You just want to leave the house. My mom cooked cabbage once. I was like, I'm going outside.
If you cook... It depends on how you cook it. If you cook... whatever. Anyway. Don't eat meat. It's bad for you. Don't dry age rot your meat.
Don't dry rot your meat. Bunch of savages. World news! I listened to the podcast the other day. This podcast, I listened.
Yes.
Sometimes I listen to us because I'm just really, I'm really conceited and like to hear how perfect we are. And I was like, good Lord, so many of the sound effects, you're like, we have our voices and they're like la la la, and then sounds like. I'm like, man, that doesn't sound that way in my headphones.
Oh, I was gonna say they're all loud.
They're all pretty loud, but I had to make them louder. So hopefully this fixes it. Behind the scenes with Horseshoes and
By the way, Ryan Belcher, hi. He listens to the show every week. He's like, your show makes me so happy.
I'm really glad.
It might be because he's dying inside and he's miserable at work. but we'll take it.
Jobs.redhat.com. I don't know what to tell you. German police pull python out of a man's pants after noticing considerable bulge. I like to say I've pulled a python out of my pants before, if you know what I mean.
You don't like snakes.
I know. That's why I pulled him out of there. He couldn't stay. Had to get him out quick. I'm like Indiana Jones, like, ugh.
I don't think Indy had a snake down his pants.
He didn't have a trouser snake?
Oh, dear. He did not have a danger noodle down his pants.
Wait, didn't he have a trouser snake once? He did. He had the trouser danger noodle. He had the snake in Indiana Jones' The Last Crusade when he was a kid, and he fell in the snake thing, and then the guy was like, I'm going to get you, and then the snake climbed out and got on the guy, and the guy was like, ah, and then he's like, I'm running away.
He took one out of his lap when he was in the plane.
Well, yeah, that was in Raiders, but in Last Crusade, they had that flashback to when he was a kid, you know, teenager, and there was
one
snakes.
in his pants?
Yeah, he had one in his pants. It came out.
I don't remember that. I just remember the scar on his chin.
Yeah, he did that too.
Do you remember the Young Indy series?
I never watched it, actually. I think I tried, and I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
It was kind of
I made one episode.
It was hey, I got a question for you. If we call tuna the chicken of the sea, does Aquaman call chicken the tuna of the land?
What does Aquaman eat? Like, you can't talk to the fish and then swim into my mouth now, bitches. And, like, he can't heat shit up, so...
Oh, yeah, that's awful. I mean, maybe he just
like,
eats seaweed salad.
Swim around eating spirulina.
I'm really interested to see Justice League, because I want to know what Atlantis looks like, because when I see it in the previews, it kind of looks like he's just down there in a bunch of ruins going, I am king of this place. And I'm like,
I don't know. I haven't watched anything for Justice League, because I want to go into it with the lowest possible expectation ever.
Don't expect.
So I'll enjoy it.
Don't read anything. Don't expect anything. I can tell you this. Whatever you thought about Batman vs. Superman, you'll likely think about this.
So I didn't mind the director's cut. I have zero desire to watch it again. I really like Wonder Woman. I would watch that like 7 times in a row.
Wonder Woman was good. Was
Thor good?
Thor, oh my good gracious. Thor was awesome. Thor was great. Thor was fun. It was like it was what people say it was supposed to be. It was like nonsensical ridiculous a lot, but at the same time you're like, I don't care, because it's so enjoyable. Like, okay, the Hulk can just casually walk around and talk to people now.
Yeah, I know.
I have no problem with this. This is great. This makes for a much better character. I'm enjoying myself. It was wonderful. Thor was wonderful.
I'm excited to see it.
There was one scene, and people who've seen it will know what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna spoil it. But based on recent events, the scene was very off-putting. And when you see it, I want to know what you think about it.
Is it a molestation scene?
Yes, people are all molesting each other. No, it was a different deal, but it was still somewhat time appropriate in a way. And I'm just like, I'm watching it going, oh, I'm having a hard time separating myself from this. But it was apparently a very major moment in the comic books in the past. So it was like, if you're a comic book fan, you're like, holy crap, they did it. That's amazing.
I need to see it.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm sitting there going, must try to differentiate between life and fiction.
You should tell me what it is after the show.
That sounds like you avoid trailers but want to know all the things about the movie, Ashley.
I have zero patience. La, 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 la.
Let's talk about this trouser snake, shall we?
Oh, yeah. We didn't make any headway at all.
Didn't get anywhere. Police in Darmstadt in the western German state of Hesse. Hesse, you get back in here now. You ain't supposed to be out in the yard when it's raining. Hesse made an unusual discovery before taking a 19-year-old man into custody Tuesday evening. A baby king python had been hiding in the man's trousers. In a statement, one of the men for drunk. In a statement, police said they were called to the scene of an altercation between two men shortly after 11 p.m. local time. After detaining one of the men for drunken and aggressive behavior, officers said they noticed a quote considerable bulge in his trousers. That's my next band name.
Considerable bulge.
Coming to the stage, considerable bulge. From Boise, Idaho. Actually, it could be a wrestling name. Considerable bulge, Boise, Idaho, 300 pounds. He is currently 12-0, ladies and gentlemen, 12-0. His finishing move is the Nut Cruncher.
That voice is fantastic. The Nutcracker.
The man that shocked those present by pulling out a 35-centimeter king python. Actually, quick, convert that to U.S. because America. The snake was promptly removed from the scene, and the man this article is German and then translated to English poorly. It is unclear why the young man was transporting the reptile in such a sensitive area or whom it belonged to. Police said the snake may belong to one of the man's relatives. They've also been trying to verify whether the man's unique transporting method contravened German animal welfare laws. If you put a snake in your pants, is that animal abuse?
It's about 14 inches.
14-inch snake. That's roughly 2 feet. 14 inches. That's a foot and 2 inches.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's not 2 feet.
I'm gonna lay on the excuse that I've been up since 5:30.
You've been up since 5. It's fine.
It's definitely a band name, Considerable Bulge. That's the name of Crun's Bowie cover band.
But I get it because you were tight.
Ziggy Stardust and Considerable Bulge.
I've been like, since you were talking about I was like, Hesse? What the hell is that? I think it's because the SS makes a Z and the E makes an so I think it's Hesse?
Hesse. Germans and their weird pronunciation of words.
I've never ran into the ESSE before, followed by like the H. So,
hey, any of y'all out in internet land speak German?
It's been really bothering me, and Dressed isn't here to help us.
I've met at least 2 people that speak German fluently.
Ooh.
One of them was a dude I met at church, but he didn't like to speak it to people.
Why?
So you couldn't be like, hey, say something in German. Because I hate when people do that. Like, if you know another language, people are like, hey, can you say something funny in German?
Dude, I get
so...
I met a chick on a trip recently, and she majored in German, and I'm like, oh my god, please talk to me. I really want to up my German. And she, like, wouldn't say a word. She's like, well, I've forgotten it all. And I'm like, how do you...
It's like, I'm not asking you to do stand-up comedy. I just want you to say, hi, Ashley. I hope you're having a nice day in German.
So I can respond. I'm like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
My name is...
Right? Yeah. Like, como te llamo?
Mi nombre es. Done.
Yeah. Donde está el baño? The worst.
I don't know. I can ask where the beer is in German, but I have no idea what bathroom is.
Well, that's the only word. That's all they ask in German is where the beer is. We know that because, I mean...
I know. That's maybe why...
So far, that's what our news is about. Drunken Germans. Small town news. Bathroom is Badezimmer.
Badezimmer.
I like this. I like to pronounce it like Devinder. Badezimmer. We go to the bathroom in the Badezimmer.
Badezimmer.
You should go to the Badezimmer and pull your python out, okay? Pull out your trouser snake and let it go.
I feel like you should just have a day where you talk like that the whole day.
It's safe. I'll meet new people just like, hello, my name is Devinder. I come from some country in Europe.
Oh my god, can you please be like my cross-cultural student visitor when we go somewhere new and meet people?
What do you mean you don't know the accent? Of course it's from a small province in Eastern Luxembourg.
When the next time we go to like a con or something, we're just gonna walk around and I'm gonna like completely fake an accent and you have to fake an accent.
I have to fake an accent
exchange it. It's gonna be amazing.
You know what's funny is it's kind of nerve-wracking to think about doing it, but nobody knows you. They don't know what you sound like until you open your mouth. So if I want to go in and be like, oh, what y'all doing? It's good to see you. I ain't been to one of these places this big since I was at the Leonard Skinner concert back in Woodstock, 69.
When I was in high school, I convinced a chick in my class that I went to 3 days a week that I was from Australia. She would call me every day and we'd have conversations and I would do it all
Oh,
in
that's
an
amazing.
Aussie accent. I lied to her for an entire effing semester.
That's really impressive. I don't know whether to be impressed or disappointed in you. It's a little bit of both.
I was a bad person in college. Let's just. I was a bad.
You weren't that
person.
bad. You let me and Stephanie come up and play Mario Party and eat 7-Eleven nachos for a weekend.
Fun. All
was
the
great.
nachos. You're like, we're gonna come up and do all this fun stuff, and we played Mario Party the entire time.
Oh, it was wonderful.
We went to the mall once.
Did we? I don't remember doing that.
Yes, because that's where I got my red diary. Because you walked in and the place started raining. Remember, it was the hippie store.
Nope.
You don't remember? It's cool. I'm gonna read a story because you need to go to bed eventually. Utah man demands school changeover mascot name sounding like penises.
Oh, that's cool. I'm
like skimming ahead to feel
like what names?
A Utah parent has started a petition to change new high school's mascot because he thinks the plural version of Phoenix sounds too much like the word penises.
Phoenixes? Penises. I guess they rhyme, but Utah man yells at cloud.
Right? What the shit? I am salty. Okay. How can I sound as douchey white man as possible?
I don't know. Utah's not really.
Jacob comes sound like a douchey white man.
No. It's not a southern. It's not that. It's Utah. It's a whole different deal. Just imitate Mitt Romney. That'll do it.
I am starting this petition on behalf of many concerned students and parents in our community whose children will be attending the new Farmington High School. Kyle Frotton, wrote in his change.org petition, which has amassed over 3,000 signatures. Shit! There are people dying. Whatever.
Yeah, I need something to complain. We really need everything to complain about.
This is vomitorium. This is vomited. We were horrified to hear that the phonetics of the word penises are far too close to the word penises. Frotton wrote, I don't mean to be crass, but don't want there to be confusion around the point I am trying to make. Phoenises, along with phoenixes, is one of the acceptable plural versions of phoenix. The mascot was chosen by children who aren't effing perverts, Kyle.
Oh gosh, this is such a problem. Adults getting in the way of kids because adults see things the kids can't see, and thereby introduce them to perversions they otherwise would have not even cared about and would have completely missed.
So stupid. Kids chose it. The school isn't even open. Oh my God. It'll open for the 2018-2019 school year. Davis School District spokesman Chris Williams explained to the Salt Lake Tribune that the district had already reached out to other schools who use the Phoenix as a mascot, noting that other schools use only the singular form of Phoenix in place of the plural one. Let's go Phoenix. I don't a kid isn't gonna know that Phoenises. I didn't know that the plural of Phoenix was Phoenises.
No, but we know now because he pointed it out.
Yeah, how's your flaming penises?
Oh, it's so dumb. They get so just bent out of shape over stupid stuff that we wouldn't even think about. You know?
Oh my God. He's entitled to his opinions, William said. We don't agree with it at all. Kyle told the TV that in Utah that he thinks the situation is humorous. The whole thing is kind of funny. He said, I understand that this is not the most serious thing in the world. Then why are you...
What?
No, Kyle.
What? No, this is Chris Williams who said that. Chris Williams he's entitled to his position, but we don't agree at all. Right? Or no, Frotton said that.
Why are you bothering?
You're such troll, Kyle. Gosh, Kyle. I hate you.
I already dislike him because his name's Kyle.
Gosh, Kyle sucks. Just let him... I don't even know where to go with this story. It's just so upsetting.
I'm so annoyed. He's like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, tee bitches.
Phoenixes, penises. I wouldn't have even thought about that. So stupid.
Penises.
All right.
That's going to be my new favorite word now.
Penises.
Oh, did you do a factoid of the week?
Yeah, I did it. It was about the meat. So we got talking about the land meat or ocean meat.
I love that we're an hour into the show and we haven't actually...
We're not an hour into the show. We're 40 minutes into the show. We have plenty of time. Plenty of time to tell you guys about the Christmas present you should buy your friends and family this year. Shall we? Let's do it. Are you the kind of person that wishes the everyday things in your life could be a little more extravagant? When you visit the loo, do you bring a stack of $100 bills to wipe with? If you answered yes to both of those questions, you might find this offer too enticing to pass up. Luxury jeweler Tiffany & Company has introduced its Everyday Objects collection just in time for the holidays. This line includes a tin can for a mere $1,000. It's described as a classic tin can upgraded in sterling silver and shining vermeil. Other everyday objects products include a ball of yarn in sterling silver for $9,000, leather tennis paddles for $650, and a paperclip bookmark in 18-karat gold for $1,500. At these discount prices, these items will not last long. Order today and make your loved one feel extra special this holiday season. Yeah, so those are.
Why is there a tin can?
So those are real things?
It's described as a classic, upgraded in sterling silver and shining vermeil.
Yeah, so they took a tin can and they made it fancy, and they're selling it at Tiffany's. So let me give you the link so you know that this is true.
Why do you want a sterling? Tin cans are ugly.
If you're interested in buying any of these things, you can find them at Tiffany's. Or Tiffany.com. It's not plural, it's Tiffany's. Look at this tin can. It is gorgeous. Tiffany artisans transform utilitarian items into handcrafted works of art. Sterling silver. Oh, hold on. I got it wrong. The wrong
There's
link for you guys.
There's a sterling silver paper plate.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Instantly recognizable, the signature Tiffany blue hue of the design enamel accent has been iconic as the brand itself since its founding in 1837. Look at this tin can.
A crazy straw.
That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous.
I'm gonna go to Chinatown in New York and get me some of this crap.
We can actually thank Jacob for this amazing find for you who know someone. For someone who has everything, what do you buy them? Look at this, a sterling silver protractor. Yeah.
Bone china paper cup. You can get bone china that looks like a paper cup for $100.
$999 ball of yarn.
What?
I mean, some of these things look kind of nice, but this harmonica, unless it plays beautifully, $385 is an awful lot for a harmonica.
Why is there a paper? Like, the tin can is killing me.
Why do these things exist? If you have this much money, yeah, $9,000 sterling silver ball of yarn.
But it's not even real. What? My phone is exploding.
I can think of so many other things to do with $9,000 that don't
Not
involve
to decorate
shopping
with
at
a
Tiffany's.
Ball of yarn. Oh my god.
This is amazing.
What?
So
a
rich.
shoehorn. How much is the shoehorn?
I don't know.
$250.
Yeah, there's nothing in here that's cheap. I mean,
And it's not even silver. It's like plated bullcrap without silver.
it says sterling silver. The Padova
Well,
shoehorn?
not the shoehorn.
The other one.
Yeah.
Your ruthenium copper. Ruthenium over copper. $250.
Like
Lego pieces. Oh, so you can actually step on these and it'll hurt in your wallet and your foot.
oh my god. It's walnut and silver and it's $1,500.
Oh, well, good. They're storing my recently viewed items so I can see this tin can. This is gonna make my search history on Google way more awesome. I'm gonna start getting Tiffany ads.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's incredible. Thank you for that, Jacob. These are wonderful.
The only thing I
paperclip.
like is the carafe, and it's almost $3,000.
Oh, Jacob's gonna make me read this story. News better left untold. Don't come in, I'm baiting. Prison masturbation addicts. You know when you got your fishing pole and you put the worms on there, you're baiting.
Oh, you're the one that's been the pervert this entire
Call.
episode, and I get yelled at for thinking Moana was perverted.
Bob calls. Oh yeah, Mom, I'm just sitting here baiting.
Your son is going to troll you so hard.
One day he's gonna find these shows, and I'm gonna go. Listen, man, when you turn 32, you too will be in this position to say words like this on the internet for everyone to see. Prison masturbation addicts will be rewarded with pizza if they manage to ditch the self-love for 30 days. They need Habitica. That would do it. would do
I'm
it.
gonna check off my Habitica.
Their habit is did not. You know, you just-
they get dinged if they did it.
if they did it, they get a minus.
Yeah.
Serial masturbators were bribed with pizza if they didn't perform sex acts in front of female staff. Oh, this is like a harassment thing. The Barmy alleged scheme. They call this gunning, by the way. They call it gunning. I learned it from my my buddy who is a correctional officer. He was referring to inmates gunning him.
Wait,
and I didn't know what he meant. So we were like,
people into the room and wank off.
no, you're just walking by the cell and there's a dude in there just shaking his wiener at you, gunning. The Barmy alleged scheme was revealed in a lawsuit by a group of women prison officers suing bosses in Chicago, Illinois. The lawsuit claims more than 200 female staff have endured heinous sexual misconduct by male lags in the jail and courtroom holding cells. What's a lag? Is that a British thing? It claims the prisoners repeatedly masturbated and engaged in other acts of sex-based aggression, verbal threats, and harassment on an almost daily basis. There have been weeks when one female lawyer experienced a detainee exposure or masturbation incident every day. Court papers go on to claim staff tried to curb the sick practice by forcing prisoners to wear jumpsuits to make it harder to expose themselves. If they want to expose themselves, they'll find a way.
Yeah, they just
Staff then tried to bribe repeat offenders with pizza if they kept their Todgers put away for a month. But even this didn't work. In fact, it's said to have made the problem worse after prisoners who weren't previously a problem started exposing themselves in order to be eligible for the scheme.
Oh my gosh.
So then they just start pulling out their wieners and going, if we do this enough, then we'll be on the pizza list.
The penis pizza list.
A spokeswoman for the Cook County Sheriff's Office, quoted by ABC, reportedly denied the pizza rewards program described in the lawsuit ever took place. So he said, she said. Was there pizza? Was there not pizza? There probably may have been a dude who was like, listen, I will get you pizza if you quit this because we're going to get in all kinds of trouble. And it wasn't official. There probably aren't any papers on it, but somebody offered somebody pizza.
I would like to say, Crun said he doesn't get pizza, and I'm like, I will say, like, sending you pizza would be so much easier than sending a letter right now because that would require, like, finding things and doing stuff.
I owe everyone a letter and stickers, by the way. This is May 6 to 8 weeks delivery.
So after, well, maybe, yeah, I was gonna say you guys are getting ready to fly, so never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna be on a plane with a baby on Monday. Hope for the best.
It's okay, Sam will be fan.
2-year-old flight.
He'll be fan.
He'll be great. We're gonna have
Fantastic.
fun. We're gonna have the best time. By the way, public service announcement: if you could all stop showing your wieners to people and touching people, that would be great. Thank you.
I seriously don't. You and like, I don't know. Like, I even have guy friends that have just randomly sent me wiener pictures, and I'm like,
Nobody wants to see your doodle dangle. Nobody.
like,
Nobody.
hey, you know, if people are in relationships, maybe you shouldn't do that.
You know what? If your significant other's being honest, they're not interested in seeing it. Nobody wants to see your wiener. Dudes are visual. Dudes are like boobies and butts. Women are like,
Boobies and butts.
I don't really need to see your wiener. I just want you to be part of my emotional core. That's what I need. Because I understand women. Look at me in my brain. I do not.
I
do
mean,
not
if there are
understand.
whips and chains involved, then shit, yeah, you can emotional my core all you want.
Where did that come from? I don't know. I read the news today, and I was just like, dagnabbit, quit exposing your balls.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, it's Stephanie actually. I went to her one time because I'm like, dude, like, why is this happening? And she's like, I have learned that guys are just, they're super proud of their ding dongs, and if they didn't have to wear pants, they'd run around shoving their ding dongs in people's faces. They're like dogs that sniff butts. It's just like ingrained in them to go, I have a penis. Would you like to see my penis? It's right here if you want to see it. So it made me feel better when Stephanie said that, and I lolled.
I don't know. She didn't get that from me because I'm not going like, I don't have pants on. You want to see my junk today? If I'm taking my pants off, I'm running to the shower as fast as I can and like hiding in a corner somewhere.
Jacob
Don't
walks
look at
around
me.
naked all the time.
I mean, that's fine if you're really into it. I'm not very body confident in general, despite having the physique of Superman. I'm more like, I'm more like, I don't want to be nude right now. I just want to be in my clothes until the time comes where I don't need to be in my clothes.
I mean, after the Boy Scout incident, I'm terrified to be not dressed in my own house.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you told everybody that a Boy Scout saw you nude.
Did I not?
I don't think you told that story.
Did I not tell that on the show?
I don't think you told that story.
Oh, I've had to have told that story.
I
Did
don't
really
recall
not?
telling you. I don't think you did.
So
Maybe you
guys,
did, and I just forget everything.
stop me if I've told this story because I don't want to repeat it. But so our house doesn't have blinds on it. In the front door, there's like two panels, like clear glass panels on each side of the door. I didn't pick it out. I was just there when we bought it, right? So I like get out. See, yeah, I think Kelly's heard this. She's like, you better not.
No, she just knows that you. Oh, you have told the story.
Yeah,
before.
so the story. Yeah, okay, but yeah. And so if you haven't heard the story, I jumped out of the shower and a Boy Scout saw me naked. It was awesome.
He goes back to his troop friends. I saw a naked lady today.
I was not, but I mean, I'm like, this is there's nobody here. I'm in my own damn house. If I want to walk around naked, I should be able to walk around naked, but there's like no blinds on any of the windows. And I'm like, if you are on the road looking into my house, you deserve to see my pale ass. Nah.
I just go stand at the window upstairs with the blinds open going, look at my land. completely naked. I'm just, look at all I have created out here. Ha ha. One day this will all be my legacy. Hands on hips.
Point.
Down there is the land. I beat it with a hoe. I don't know.
Yes, Kelly's. I hate curtains and I hate blinds. I want the light in. That's why they're windows.
I love blinds. Blinds are necessary for life. I don't understand why you need light all of a sudden. You used to be a vampire.
Yeah, but like the 2 hours a day I get light. Like I still need it.
Yeah, vitamin D.
Like I don't want to die.
It's
I don't want to get
important.
rickets.
WTF. One day I'm going to record that into the sound. Into the
You say
audio.
that like you've said that for 403 episodes.
403 episodes, I was saying I should update those sound effects.
Illinois man reportedly shoots his own wiener after stealing a hot dog stand. He stole a wiener and shot his wiener.
Did we read this? Did we have this story a couple weeks ago? Or did I just read it?
I was
Did we
gonna
talk
say,
about potatoes or
Does
something?
this sound familiar?
This sounds familiar, but maybe it's not. This sounds familiar.
A man in Chicago paid a hefty price when he tried to rob a hot dog stand. He accidentally shot himself in the wiener during the getaway. This does sound familiar. Maybe like somebody else shot themselves in the wiener.
Maybe this is a new wiener shoot?
It could be. Terry and
Maybe.
Pouncey, which is the freaking funniest name I've ever heard in my entire life, held two employees of Maxwell Street Express at gunpoint, demanding that they hand over their wallets and the restaurant's cash. At the time of the robbery, one of the victims reportedly had been carrying a large bucket of grease with the gun pointed at his head. The employee was trying to hand over a stack of $1 bills, but the bucket slipped and the money flew out of his hands. Pouncey grabbed the fallen money and started to run away while trying to secure his gun at his waist. Oh, amateur.
Don't do that.
But as he fled, the gun accidentally went off and shot him in the penis. The thief didn't make it very far before the pain of his injuries took over and he collapsed in front of a house nearby. He was taken to a hospital where he's later arrested and charged with 2 accounts of armed robbery. So a couple days later, he was still in the hospital, unable to. We're laughing, but like, can you imagine?
Oh, no. No.
I just think of like when you cook a hot dog too long and it kind of like splits and explodes. That's what his wiener looks like. right
Oh,
now.
gosh. Why did you put it that way? That's awful. Oh, it hurts so bad. No, I remember why this story is familiar because I read it and I told Stephanie about it because it made me laugh so hard. And then I couldn't
Wiener
remember most of the details, so she kept asking me questions like she does when I tell her stories that I think are cool. I'm like, I don't know. These aren't important. This isn't important. What's important is a man shot his wiener off because he was trying to be all Liam Neeson cool by putting his gun in his pants.
Don't put your gun in your pants. The reason people put guns at their waist is because they have a holster which contains the gun and protects the trigger.
Yeah, they do make holsters that you can put in the back of your pants for conceal and carry. That you shouldn't take your 44 Magnum revolver and just shove it into your pants.
You don't even have to have a belt. Like, I have an awesome thing that's like molded to your hip and slips down over your pants, but it still protects the trigger and the hammer if you have one. And like, don't shoot yourself.
I have a hammerless 5-shot revolver that doesn't have a safety. So it's one of those things where you're like, I'm going to lock this away in a very safe place.
Yeah, I feel like some things are, okay. Like, this is like his dad said. I mean, Dad had guns everywhere when Stephanie and I were little, but like we would sit down at the table and take them apart with him, and like,
oh yeah, you were caught.
Like there was zero mystery to the guns. So we're just like, yeah, those are sexy. Let's go to the shooting range. Okay, zero thought about it ever again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't make it a thing. And I was born and raised in the South. Everybody had a gun. My cousins had a rifle. When they were
this
like,
this is my rifle.
8.
This is my gun. This is for shooting. This is for fun.
Like my cousin's daughter has a rifle that she's more than welcome to go hunt rabbits on the farm at any point. Or birds or whatever, but I think the goal that they usually tell her is, you got to bring it home, we'll eat it,
Gross.
if you shoot it. She's killed a rabbit, cooked it, took it to lunch for school one day. I mean, that's awesome. That's how Granddaddy did it.
If zombies attack, she can feed herself, but I mean, I would rather go shoot a kale.
We don't have a freaking clue how to live anymore, Smash.
No.
We don't know. We go to
Gardening
the supermarket.
Is hard.
Hey, here's a question. Here's a question I got for you.
Okay.
Are we, we always end the show on something deep. Are we doing a disservice to kids today by simply regurgitating all the nostalgic things that we liked when we were young in a new form? Like, I was at the Target and I was looking at all the stuff that toys you could buy. Star Wars, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and then like a few little kid, like toddler toys. I'm like, these were all around when I was a kid, and they're still here. But when I was a kid, these weren't around when my parents were kids.
Yeah, that's true.
There was Leave It to Beaver and stuff, but now it's just like, are we not making anything original and new? Are we just regurgitating old franchises or continuing old franchises? What are we failing? Are we failing our job by not making new stuff?
So Disney Channel comes out with so many new shows and stuff that you and I will never watch because they're aimed at small children. But I mean, like kids, like older kids now that are like, 14 to 16 are nostalgic for like these actors and actresses that were on their Disney Channel shows that they watched when they were younger. And so I feel like that's kind of moving forward, but I don't know that we would be doing them a disservice. I mean, Star Wars is pretty badass, so let a new generation be in love with Star Wars. So I think the problem is when they try and fail to reboot it. You're like, I looked over at the thing because I saw Nickelodeon. I'm like, what? Yeah, I think what Crud says, the cool stuff will always be cool, right? Like, so Ghostbusters didn't take again.
Yeah.
So kids
That's true.
The only reason kids would be into Ghostbusters right now is if they watched Stranger Things and they didn't understand the costume, so they'd be like, I would like to go back and watch Ghostbusters.
Well, and when I was a kid, there was the cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters, and I think I watched that primarily more than even the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
The cartoon was my thing. Like, I was like, Saturday morning, Ghostbusters cartoon. We don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. It's not a thing.
Well,
I guess you're right, because there's Ben 10 and stuff. There were Ben 10 toys.
I love, Ben 10 is wicked.
Yeah, so maybe there's more stuff than I realize. It's just the stuff that I'm keying in
You're
on
not
is stuff I've
watching.
seen.
Right, because
Yeah.
it's familiar to you. But I mean, there's just like a lot of stuff. I mean, from having the girls in church and like keeping up with that stuff, and just like some of the stuff I follow on Instagram, they're having like I actually have to go look it up because I don't get it. And I'm like, okay, so apparently these actors dated like 12 years ago and they're dating again now. And okay, now I get why everybody's being all fuzzy over it. Okay.
I really just hate following actors.
Yeah, I don't. It's whatever. There is such a cult obsession with Taylor Swift, and I didn't really understand it until I realized that she like goes out. So apparently she has like this tradition where she goes to Target every time her album drops. And she will stay there all day and talk to people buying her album.
See, that's cool stuff. Like,
yeah,
when you're Taylor Swift famous, you're fine. When you're Billy Corgan famous, we hate you. You know, like, there's people that are like famous like her, like Tom Hanks, for instance.
Yeah,
gracious. You know, and Brian Brushwood, who's admitted before, it's exhausting, but he owes the people that want to talk to him everything. You know, he comes at it from that perspective. Like, I owe you people everything, or I would not have the career I have. And he's like, you are always, the balance sheet is always off. You are always owed something, and I am always, you know, and Gary Vaynerchuk's the same way. When I watch him on Twitter, he's like grateful. He's like, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you are grateful for the life you have and the people that helped you get there. And I'm just like, that. You know what? That's the way you start out. And he's like, I'm not afraid of anything, because every day I wake up and I'm like, what am I going to fail at today? And how's it going to go? It's, you know, it's one of those things. I fail all the time. Just not nearly enough. You should fail more. If you don't fail, you didn't try anything.
There are these two peoples on Instagram. It's a female and a male. They're together. I don't know if they're married or whatever. It's called Ever Changing Horizons. They are in a new country every week. They just travel constantly and climb shit and jump and shit and canoe, and I'm like, and it's gorgeous. Like, they never go anywhere ugly. Yeah. And they were in West Virginia and they were walking up on these like craggy rivers. I was like, I have lived in that state my entire life and I have no idea where you are.
Yeah. Oh, the worst thing you can do when you want to see the world is live in it.
Right.
You know, like we lived in a beautiful place, and I'm like, I never went there. We lived just an hour or two from the Green Bank satellite deal. We lived like an hour or two from Dolly Sods, one of the highest points in the Appalachians, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we lived like surrounded by all these natural, amazing things.
Skiing in the gorge and stuff, but we like grew. So we see pictures of the gorge. We're like, yawn. The coolest thing I ever did was fly under the bridge, because I went and paid somebody $20 and they let me fly his plane, and I got to fly under the gorge bridge.
Oh, that's cool.
That was pretty cool.
See, that's fun stuff.
I don't think we were supposed to do that.
But like, so there was the train up there. You remember the Cass Scenic Railroad?
Because I always thought it was the Scenic Railroad.
We were just a couple hours from Cass Scenic Railroad, and it's like this awesome time. Like, you go in the fall and you ride the train, the old steam train, up the mountain and look at all the beauty. And we're like, we should do that one year. 5 years go by. Never got on the darn Cass Scenic Railroad.
Mom and Dad took us once, and I hated it because I was in that like, why the shit am I on a train breathing coal smoke?
Oh yeah, it's pretty rough. Oh, it's cold.
Like, I was 13, and I'm just like,
you're not supposed to sit on the train car that's right behind the engine, because all the coal just goes right on your
Or when
face.
it goes around the curve, the puff that it made, you're then dragged through the puff.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
You can't escape it.
Oh, Kelly Colby says, I can't believe how many people live in Houston but haven't visited NASA. I was in Houston for a day, and I went to NASA. Like, I was there for a day. Flew in a day, spent the night, woke up a day.
If you live, because I've heard so many people from New York City, like around that area, say, I've never been to the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. It's nothing to see. You're fine.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, why would you not do that? That's a huge thing. But they're like, I grew up staring at it. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, nobody cares. The Houston, one of the cool things that you need to see if you ever go there is the beer can house. A dude covered his house in beer cans. And like the mailbox, the garage door, everything. So I drove over there. It's just in a neighborhood, like a random neighborhood.
Just
park
like,
and
you're
take
bringing
some
our
pictures.
property value down, Dan.
Yeah. What are you doing? He got mad about something and just started sticking beer. It's kind of like the house in Cary that's got a Confederate flag. It's like a dilapidated piece of trash. And it's just like,
Because I was here first, bitches.
something like that, yeah. So like this really beautiful community is growing up around him, and he's just like, I own this piece of land. It's mine.
You sound like Snake Plissken. That was beautiful.
Snake Plissken's really good at basketball. It's good to know.
Ah, yes, he was. Holy crap.
Have you ever read, so this is off topic by a lot, but have you ever read the IMDb facts and trivia about Escape from LA, right?
LA, yeah. New York was the first one.
That's the one where he played the basketball. So somebody said that they're convinced that Kurt Russell wrote his own trivia.
Why?
Because everything in the trivia is like praising Kurt Russell.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a lot of like Kurt Russell
I
does awesome stuff. Oh, at the beginning of the film, Kurt Russell wears his costume from the original film, which still fits after 15 years.
I love that
This one, Kurt Russell practiced playing basketball between scenes as he wanted to make all of his shots legitimately in the basketball scene later on. He made all of those shots purely on his own talent, even the full court one.
You are so full of shit.
That's legit what it says.
These are amazing.
It's seriously like that's the first two, and people are like, "What did Kurt
Russell not only came up with, but wrote the entire ending of the movie.
Right? Yeah. Kurt Russell's first and only writing credit. But it's just like, what do you? Somebody just was all over this. Kurt Russell
And then it like, this is amazing.
the character of the president was Kurt Russell's idea. He based him on televangelist Pat Robertson.
Oh my God, Pat Robertson can suck a trouser snake.
It's awesome. So if you ever want to just get some joy out of thinking that maybe Kurt Russell sits around and writes his own IMDb trivia,
This is amazing.
this is the place to go. And if you're really into Kurt Russell and you'd like to see him in something new and something he's awesome in, The Hateful Eight. Watched it on Netflix.
I would like to see. Kurt
Really
Russell
good.
was 45 when he made this film. He worked out for several months to get back into Pliskin shape.
I'm telling you, I could just see him sitting there and like Goldie Hawn sitting behind him just going, what are you going to write next? He's like, I don't know, but I'm going to fill this with so much awesome stuff about me. I'm Kurt Russell.
So exciting. Okay, now I really want to watch The Hateful Eight.
It's really
Him
good.
in a Western is Wyatt Earp.
Oh yeah, he was Wyatt Earp. He has a much more baller mustache in Hateful Eight.
In what?
What,
Wyatt
Tombstone?
Earp. Yes, and you just said baller and it made me really happy.
Baller. Dude, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and being on this show and being a part of the shenanigans that we do here every week. We love you. You're so much fun. You fill the chat with joy. It's great. If you find yourself bored wanting to participate in making this show better, you can do so by going to iTunes, giving us a 5-star review. 5 stars. Remember, 5 stars. It helps bump us up in the recommendation category. We want to get recommended to people. And I won't pay you money, but I will thank you gratuitously for doing that for us, because that'd be awesome. Send your questions, comments, feedback, and hate mail to hnhshow@gmail.com. If you want to hang out with us all the time, tell us stuff, ask us stuff, whatever, twodorks.net/discord. We'll take you to our Discord channel where you just log in and do your thing. It's great. We have gaming conversations. We have tech conversations. We have everything going on in there, and I'm in there all day long. Call us and leave us a voicemail on Skype at H&H Live, or call in on the Anchor app, where you will find us under Two Dorks. Ashley does anchors. I do anchors. Motivation Monday every single Monday.
Yay!
Learn what movie and fictional character can motivate you to keep moving forward in your life. I do that. I'm having a really good time with those. Suggestions, welcome, about what fictional characters we should cover.
You should do Snake Plissken next week.
Oh, I should do Snake Plissken. I'll put him on the list. I've got a small running list of characters that I want to do. Download the show on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter, Steve H&H. Ashley is Fate Kills, Phate Kills. With Two Dorks TV is the Twitter account to follow if you want to know when we're going live. Jacob will now be doing Dungeon Boss before this show every Thursday night, and Diablo's on Tuesdays. I'm looking to bring back Adventures of Steven here in the next little bit. Next week, there will not be a Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. The show will not be here because It's Thanksgiving.
We're gonna be gone.
We're going to be out of town, so just consider next week as a week off for Two Dorks, and we'll be back the following week. I'm sure most of you all will be spending some time with your friends, family, cats, whatever.
If you are spending time with your in-laws, good freaking luck.
Yeah, have a good time with that. Donate to us and help us make the show better. You can do that at twodorks.net/tip. We're also accepting Bitcoin. You'll find your little Bitcoin address right there on the twitch.tv/twodorkstv channel page. So do that. And we'll leave you guys with these words of wisdom. Work is the meat of life. Pleasure the dessert. It's by B.C. Forbes. Thank you, B.C. Forbes, for all the things you contribute to the world. We love you. See you guys next time on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Bye, YouTube people.